Alright, what's going on, guys? I'm gonna go ahead and assume that everyone watching this video is either in school right now or has already completed school, and one of the books you were probably required to read for English was Lord of the Flies. You may have even watched the movie as well, but it's a book about these group cast, and that's actually very important to the message that the book is trying to convey, because it kind of has to be all males for it to actually work out that way. But of course, fast forward to 2017, the year of 400 genders, that shit don't fly no more, man. All male films are not allowed. We cannot have that. The first example of this is, of course, Ghostbusters, which came out last year, and we all know how well that did when they decided to replace the original classic all-male Ghostbusters cast with a pack of wild wildebeest. Of course, people were not very happy about this. I think the trailer is actually one of the most disliked videos ever posted on YouTube. And for good reason, because once the movie actually came out, all of the ratings and reviews were just terrible, man. It's probably one of the worst movies of all time. But it seems that they are back at it again, and this time they are making a Lord of the Flies remake, and this is actually worse than Ghostbusters, I would say, because the entire point of Lord of the Flies is that it's all male. Like, the entire plot of the story would not happen if it was an all-female situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, for everyone that's read the book or watched the movie or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, literally, it wouldn't work with all females. But I don't know, man. Let's see what they have to say for themselves. For a film that hasn't even been written yet, the news that there will be a Lord of the Flies remake has certainly provoked a strong reaction on social media, the home of strong reactions. Remakes are nothing new, of course. The 1990 version of the film was a remake of the 1963 original, which was an adaptation of William Golding's novel about a group of boys stranded on an island. Except this new version, unless the reaction hasn't just knocked the whole idea off a cliff, hopefully it has what until recently was a twist, but now seems to be a given. It's all male roles will now be female. That was the most poorly worded sentence I've ever seen. Why did they word it like that? That was so hard to understand. It may be a little early to see whether the two middle-aged men behind it, McGee and his fellow writer-director David Siegel, can really get into the perspectives of a bunch of prepubescent girls. Alright, hold on, man. Pause. Time the fuck out. Hold up. What am I reading right now? The two directors are two middle-aged men. This ain't adding up. Hold on. The least you could do is get some female directors to make a movie about all females, right? Wouldn't that make sense? Like, that sentence right there doesn't even sound right. Just listen to it again. McGee and his fellow writer-director David Siegel can really get into the perspectives of a bunch of prepubescent girls. Like, what? Hold on. What kind of pedophile shit is that? Get into the perspective of a prepubescent girl? No, thank you. Actually, I'm gonna have to pass on that one. I'm fine over here, alright? I'm gonna stay in my own perspective. I'm gonna stay in my own lane. Like, seriously, what kind of male would agree to make this movie? Like, who actually thinks that way? That might be the greatest example of white knighting I have ever seen, man. Like, you already know, these two dudes are ugly as shit. Like, they're the first ones when a hot girl posts a pic on Instagram, they'll be up in the comments, "Oh my god, you look so beautiful. Heart eyes emoji." Like, get your old ass out those comments, bro. You're embarrassing yourself. You got children, man. What if your son saw you typing that? Actually, you know what? Hold up. Let me get a picture of these two. I really need to see what they're working with. Alright, hold on. Okay, so here is director number one. Bro, you old as shit, my guy. You like 60 years old, and you sitting here excited to make a movie about 10-year-old little girls, man. That's not right, bro. Something ain't adding up here. And now we got director number two. We are looking at a grown Eugene. This dude is at least 14th prestige. He's been working on that rank for a long time. Just look, he's already in the classroom, bro. There's a desk right they're behind them. We got a stage 5 Code Eugene. This is not a drill. I repeat, stage 5. Everybody, please stay calm and form a single file line and make your way to the nearest exits as soon as possible. All right, let me stop. But for real, what I don't understand about these remakes is why do they even do them, right? Like, I get it, okay? I get the whole, like, oh, you want to empower women. Like, okay, like, let's promote equality, you know, whatever the fuck you're trying to accomplish with these films. I get it. You have some sort of agenda going on there. That's fine if you want to do that. I'm not against that. I don't even care. Like, do whatever you want. Literally, no one would care. But how about you come up with a brand new original idea? I know that's really difficult for you to do, but instead of remaking ideas that have already been done, let's just come up with our own. I mean, it's really that simple. You have two options. Remake the film correctly, exactly how it's supposed to be, or just come up with something new. Like, is that really that difficult to do? Like, what are they gonna do about Piggy? So, if you don't know, in the original Lord of the Flies, one of the characters was named Piggy, and as you can imagine by that name, he was quite the large fella, right? And he was kind of bullied by all the other kids on the island because of it. So, I'm assuming in this remake, they're gonna have to try to find a female Piggy, right? So, they're gonna have to find a nice baby beluga to replace him. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard. There's plenty of whales out there in the sea. I mean, I see some every day. But Piggy in this remake better be looking like some Amy Schumer looking bitch. I'm dead serious. If they try to pull some shit and they're like, oh, you know what? We decided not to make Piggy fat and, you know, they name her something else. Now Piggy's name is fucking Molly or something, you know, and she's skinny. I'm about to be pissed, bro, because that's the type of shit they're trying to pull. They are all about that equality until it doesn't benefit them anymore. Then they don't want it. So I better be seeing a big fat Piggy female in this remake or we're gonna have a problem, all right? Because it just doesn't make any sense, man. It's not like females already don't have their own movies. It's not like every movie out there is all male. There are some all male movies, there are some all female movies, and the majority of movies are male and female combined. You don't see males over here crying about these all female movies, you know. I'm not over here mad that we don't have a Mean Girls remake that's called Mean Boys. Like, I'm not over here on Twitter, oh, where's the Mean Boys remake? This is unfair. I need equality. No, I don't give a fuck, man. It doesn't matter. Like, go make all the all-girl movies you want. Like, I really don't care. I probably won't watch them because I'm not interested in that. It's not really a big deal. I don't have to sit here and be like, oh, you know, this is unfair. We need to make an all-boys remake. Like, no, man. The only people that care about shit like that are people whose lives are so terrible, they have so little going on in their own life that they have the time to complain about something like that. Like, that's how terrible your life is, that you're worried about a fucking all-female remake. Oh, and by the way, one last thing, they're not done yet, just in case you thought this was gonna be the end of it. It is just the latest in a slew of gender-flipped reboots we've been promised. The glossy Ocean's 11 heist brand is adding Ocean's 8 with an all-female cast. Now they fucked up, bro. Now they have come for Ocean's 11. They can't even get 11 females to do it. Hold on, stop. Everybody stop. Just think about this for a second. They're doing Ocean's 8 because they could only find 8 girls retarded enough to agree to make this movie. They couldn't even find enough girls to make the damn movie, man. Just let that soak in for a second. I think that right there really says everything you need to know about that movie. We don't even need to talk about it at this point. So anyways, I think I can go ahead and wrap it up there. I just want to say, if you guys haven't noticed, in my last 2 videos, well, don't include the Conor McGregor one, the video before that about the non-binary gender people or whatever, that video and this video, if you guys have noticed, I feel like, at least personally, that I've been going a little bit harder than I was normally going. You know, I was a little bit more free with what I'm saying, kind of like how I did back in like 2016, where I basically just said whatever and nobody cared. But you know, over the last like 2 years, they kind of want you to chill out a little bit. But these last 2 videos, I felt like I've actually kind of just said, for the most part, whatever I want to say. And you know, if it gets demonetized demonetized or whatever happens, and I'm just not going to worry about it. So I just want to know if you guys can tell the difference between these last two videos that I've made and kind of what I was making for the last 6 months. So let me know down in the comments if you can see the difference. But basically, that's kind of what I was talking about when I mentioned in that previous video that, like, if I ever do start the Patreon, I'm just going to come on here and make videos more like this, where I just say whatever, and, you know, I might get paid $2 for making this video, but then the Patreon would come in and back it up. So anyways, let me know your thoughts about that. I'm trying to go back to how I used to make videos, I guess you could say. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already. Follow me on Twitter. Links in the description down below. Other than that, have a good day and peace out.